There. I didn't sweep this morning, so it might be crumbs here. Good morning. Good morning. We have Avery here, which is kind of fun. Even she's plugged in. I'm just going to turn this off. There we go. So I don't really have a theme this morning except for being present. And always, yeah, being present is always important. I feel like peace of mind comes from being present instead of thinking about the past, worrying about the future, whatever it is. If you can just be totally present where you are at the time you're there, that's the best policy. So please close your eyes. Take a moment, just really appreciate and notice your breath. Usually being in our head is about control. We want to control what happens in the future. We want to agonize over why we weren't in control over the past. But if you think about it, if you're totally present, right in the here and now, you are in control. Take a moment to really feel your physical body. Maybe notice your spine lengthen up as you breathe in. Focus on that a little bit today, just keeping a long spine, being mindful of your spine. Please bring hands to heart center. May we learn to be present and truly notice that there's always beauty and grace surrounding us. If we're present for it. Please open your eyes, lower your hands, and stretch your arms up and feeling that nice long spine. Feel your sits bones grounded. And then interlace your hands and just bring them on top of your head. And don't press down, but see if you can push your head up into your hands. Lengthen your neck and your spine. Good, now keep that. Slide them to the back of your head. Give your occipital lobe a little hug. And then again, press head into hands. Feel the back of your neck lengthen. Your chin stays parallel to the floor, but you're feeling really connected. Good, now keep all that. Stretch your arms back up. And twist to your right and bring your hands down for a little twist there, just kind of feeling with your breath, with your nice long spine. And then stretch the arms back up as you come forward and then twist to your left. On your next inhale, come back to middle. Bring the right hand down and arc and keep everything grounded. And coming back to center, appreciate the length and switch. On your next inhale, come forward, and this time fold forward just to a place where it feels like a nice stretch for you and your hips. And then walk your hands to the left, stretch over that knee. Walk your hands to the right, stretch over that knee. And come on back to center and come on into all fours position. And just slowly move through some cow, cat. Try and move with your breath and keeping in mind the long spine concept, even when you're kind of arcing your back. If you keep length in between the vertebrae, it's way better feeling. One more round. And then pause with a flat back and extend just your right leg. Check your core. And then keeping the leg even with your back, bend the knee. Pretend like you're going to step on the ceiling. So flex the foot. And then just pulses. So press up and down, just working the hamstring, the glute, hug your left hip in. So you really feel like you're connected. Work the glute, work the hamstring. Hamstrings. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now extend the leg again and add the left arm. Keep that feeling of nice long spine. Good. Bring the left hand down. Tuck the right knee in behind your left. So you're kind of stacked. And then maybe move back, give yourself a little hip stretch. This is called Gomukhasana. Good. And then come on out. Extend the right leg again. Set the ball of the foot down and just stretch through the calf a little bit. And then bring it back in. Ready for the other side. Extend the left leg. Feel connection. Bend the knee, flex the foot, and then little pulses, like you're just pressing the foot up and down, and feel your glute working. Hug your right hip in, stay square to the floor. Keep going. You can do it. Draw your rib cage back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Extend the left leg again. Add the right arm. Feel that length in the spine. Good. Bring the hand down. Tuck the left knee in behind the right and stretch back. I like to keep my toes curled under here, but you can do whatever feels good for you today. Good, and then unwind. Extend the left leg again. See if your core follows suit. And then step the left ball of the foot down and stretch through the calf. Good, and bring the knee in. Bring the knees a little wider, big toes together, and get off your hands for a moment into child's pose. And still stay totally present with your breath, with your physical body. Maybe you notice the belly more, breathing deep down there. And still feel long in your spine, especially through the low back. In this position. And then just to feel it even more, stretch your arms out long. Come on, up on fingertips. And then ground your hands down. Come on up to all fours again. Lift your knees, come to downward facing dog. And adjust as needed. Walk out your doggy. And then please come forward to plank pose. And you can lower your knees to come down or just lower down to the mat. Stretch your feet long. Stretch your arms long. Forehead down so you feel that really long back of neck. Draw your rib cage back. Lift your head, shoulders, hands, arms, Shalabhasana. If you can get that feeling of extending through the top of your head, and maybe you can add the feet as well. Lengthen it, lengthen, lengthen. That's the goal. One more breath. And lower down. Bring your hands back by your chest. And this time, lift up to cobra. And just feel like you're lengthening the spine here. And lower back down. Curl your toes. Push back. Downward facing dog. Even here, I like to think of lengthening the back of my neck a bit. Lengthen through the top of the head. And then if you let your head drop, it feels good, but not out of control. Good, lower to your knees. And I'm gonna have you grab your blocks to bring them under your hands. And then step your right foot to the outside of the right block. And just kind of feel that for a moment. Hug the heel and the knee towards each other. Feel like your right leg is kind of to the outside of your body. Just think of a lizard. And lengthen your spine here. And then possibly, if you want more stretch, you can lower to your elbows. Remember, you have two heights, three heights actually. I'm going to put mine on the lower height just to see how that feels today. You can lower to your elbows. Just be very mindful that your kneecap and your toes point the same direction. You can always Widen the knee out to the right, but keep everything else in line. And of course, breathe. Breathing helps you stay present. One more breath. And come on back up. Swing that leg back behind and switch. So left foot. And just take a moment to feel really nice and long. Left hip crease stays back. Hug the heel and the knee towards each other. And dive lower if you feel like it. One side always kind of feels different. We're getting our hips open a little more, but always differences. And then come on back up, swing that foot or that knee around, move the blocks off the mat again. Come on up to downward facing. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the mat. Shalabhasana again. So stretch the feet long. Take your time really setting up for the long spine. If you want to, you can bring your hands to cactus position so you can notice the long side body and then lift on up with the feet. It's a little harder. Shoulder are on the back, but you're broadening your clavicles, lengthening through the top of the head. Superwoman. And release. Good. Push back, downward, facing dog. And please walk your feet up to your hands. Your blocks are there if you need them. Come to a forward fold. And even here, I want you to just be so present. So bend your knees first. Notice all connection points of your feet. And then you can feel your back nice and long here. And re-straighten the legs and breathe. Gravity is a good way to lengthen out your spine. And then inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up with your arms lengthen. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your heart, little heart opener. And inhale, stretch up. Good. Interlace your hands, stretch the palms up and arc to the right. And inhale, arc to the left. And come back to center. Release your hands. Okay, we're gonna do a little quad stretch. So stand on your right foot. Lift the left foot behind you. See if you can find the ankle or the top of the foot. You can go by a wall if your balance isn't good. And then think of lengthening your spine. Sits bones stay back. And stretch your right arm up. One more breath. And release that foot. Switch sides. Take your time. Setting up, think knee beside knee. Knee points down. Lengthen spine up. One more breath. And release. Good. And come to the front of your mat with your blocks. Go this way for once. And then inhale, stretch your arms up. And then exhale, bend the arms to cactus, lift your heart. Inhale, stretch up again. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, pranam. And exhale, fold. Step your left foot back to deep lunge. Inhale, lift the heel high. And exhale, stretch it longer. Try not to allow your right knee to move at all when you do this. So inhale, lift high. Exhale, stretch. And then this time, as you lift the heel high, draw your hips up and back to straighten your right leg. You can use the blocks on a higher height if you need to for pyramid pose. Check out your left foot. Do you feel like it's good? And then you can always fold a little deeper. Hip stays square, right hip crease stays back. Spine is nice and long, especially make sure of that today. Good. On your next inhale, bend the front knee and step forward. And then inhale, right foot back, deep lunge. Inhale, lift the heel high. Exhale, bend a little deeper. Try not to move the left knee as you do this. I notice mine moving. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, crack, crack. Inhale, lift, slide the hips back, straighten the left leg. Draw the low belly up so you can really feel yourself lengthening the spine. Notice weight in the ball of the foot as well as the heel of the front foot. And then you can always stretch the heel towards the floor with the right foot. Here it's not going to go all the way, but you can see how it works. Left hip crease stays back. Spine stays nice and long. On your next inhale, bend into the front knee. Set the blocks off to the side and step back to downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to the mat. Inhale to cobra, just cobra this time. Exhale down. Downward facing dog. If you want to use blocks here, you can. So step your feet forward. I think I'm going to go without mine for this next sun salute. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep. Arms up. Exhale, bend elbows, lift heart. A little bit of a back bend. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's just keep going like that. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam. and fold. Step the right foot back first to deep lunge. Find some balance. You can bring your hands to the front knee. Slowly make your way up to crescent warrior. Stretch your arms up if you want. Got my rubber band today. Find your next inhale. Lengthen your spine. Exhale. Bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. If that works for you, you can do it on the blocks or without the blocks. Extend your right leg. Keep a baby bend in your left knee. Just kind of feel that stretch. And then step the right foot all the way up and through deep lunge. Take your time making your way up, crescent warrior. Being present, just notice where you're needing extra attention. On the inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart if you can still feel stable. Inhale, stretch it up. And exhale, touch down. Inhale, step forward and pranam. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes as you come down. Just take a moment to check in, to just feel. And waiting for your next inhale, open your eyes, stretch your arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. And then again, take your time, just being very mindful as you come up to warrior two. Tracking the knee straight, really feeling the back foot grounded, your spine nice and long, connected. One more breath. And then windmill down, back to deep lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Keeping that long spine, inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. Downward facing dog. I forgot to switch legs, so we're still on the right leg. Extend the right leg. Same leg extended. This time bend the knee. Open the hip. Wild dog. Take a breath. Left shoulder stays lifted. Square up the hips. And step that foot through to deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. And windmill up to your warrior two. On this side, just notice again, be present, ever present. Feel the back foot really grounding you, your spine nice and long. Shoulders on the back, rib cage on the back. lengthening through the spine. One more breath. And windmill down. Good. Step back, downward dog. Extend the left leg. Keep a baby bend in the right knee. Just kind of feel that stretch. Feel your spine nice and long. Good. And then step that foot through. If you're on blocks, perfect. Ground the back foot down again. Windmill up, warrior two. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart a little more. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Bring the arms back to T and come into triangle. Especially here today, I want you to feel the long spine, long back of neck, feel length through the top of the head. Good, bend the front knee, look at the floor, touch down, turn the back heel up. Step forward, please. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Stretch the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Pause for a moment. Next, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Almost forgot that. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Left foot back, deep lunge, ground the back foot down. Windmill up, warrior two. Sometimes the second time you do a pose, you can feel more, you can notice more, you can lengthen your spine more. On your next inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, straighten the left leg, bring the arms to T, and find your way, triangle. You don't have to be in a hurry to get anywhere when you're being present. You're just noticing all the nuances along the way, all the grace that's surrounding you. On your next exhale, bend your knee, look at the floor, touch down, turn the heel up, step back, downward facing dog. Lose the blocks for a moment if you're on blocks, and inhale, come to plank. Exhale, lower, keeping that long spine in mind. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg. This time, bend the knee. Open the hip, wild dog. Square up the hips, step that foot through, deep lunge. Good, step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to pranam. Exhale to lower. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Release your hands. One more, and you might want to block for this one. I'm going to turn this way now. So I can see all of you. We'll just see how it goes. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam and fold. Step your left foot back, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Bring your left hand to your hip and then slide the left foot forward and bring the right hand out on the block. Think long spine. That's what I really want you to focus on today as you lift the back leg to Ardha Chandrasana. You can extend the arm if you want. If you want to add something really funky, bend the left knee. See if you can find the foot. And then opening the heart, kick back to a little, this is called Chapasana. Ardha Chandrasana, Chapasana. If you're there, release the foot, bend the front knee, slide everything back, and touch down, deep lunge. Good job. Step back to down dog on the blocks and lower your knees and take a child's pose. So think about that one that we just did. We haven't done that for a long, long time. Kind of fun to play. And just ask yourself, how'd your body react to that one? And then come back up to the down dog position on the blocks. Extend the left leg and step it through to deep lunge. Ground the back foot down, right hand to the hip. And just take your time, slide the right foot forward, slide the block out on your left hand, and then think long spine as you lift the leg. If you're going for that Chapasana, bend the right knee, find the foot, and just play with the heart opening here. Oh. And release the foot, bend the front knee, step down, bring the back heel up, deep lunge, and step back, downward doggy. Lower your knees, set your blocks out of the way. And actually just from your knees come forward to a plank and lower down. And then come up on your elbows here. So your elbows are just under your shoulders. make a fist with your right hand and just swivel that forearm in. And then you're just going to be thinking, I want to keep a long connected spine for this process. You're going to bend your left knee and reach back with your left hand. And if you can reach the little toe or the inside of the heel of the foot with your thumb facing up, you can get that shoulder on the back. So think long side body, that left side, and then see about maybe bringing it closer for another quad stretch. Keep your shoulder on the back though. Don't let it kind of come forward, and then square up the shoulders. Pull yourself long. I know if you have a lot of flexibility, then you can turn your hand like this, Kathy, and press it. Yeah, that's it. Good, and release. Oh, how's that feel? Okay. Your quad. Yeah, that's what we're trying to stretch here. So don't go too deep. Make a fist with your left hand, swivel it in. So you're really feeling all parts of your forearm. So you feel that lengthening process. Bend the right knee, find the foot. So I always have to turn so my shoulder's on the back. And then when I turn to the front, I still feel a nice stretch in my shoulder. And just work, stretch it a little longer. This can either feel really good or really bad. Good, and release. Come down to the mat with your forehead. Interlace your hands behind you, the little bend in your elbows. And think long side body, head of the arm bones back, and then stretch the arms long. And lift up to Shalabhasana. Stretching your shoulders a little more. You can even turn side to side a little bit. You'll feel big stretch. And release. Hands under forehead for a moment. And breathe. Good, now we're going to do a pose called Dhanurasana. You bend both knees, flex the feet just so you can feel long. Press into your knees so you kind of stick your butt up and get that curve going, and then draw your low belly up, lift your head and chest, see if you can find the feet or the ankles if you're really open, and then kick back. How's that feel? Okay. Lengthen through the top of your head all the way. So you feel a big curve in your back, but you feel nice and long. Good, and release. Head on your forehead on your hands. If that doesn't feel good, you can just lift head and chest. If you can't find your feet even, just lift head and chest to Shalabhasana with your knees bent. So we're going to do it one more time. I'll just tell you how I get into it so it feels good. But you have to kind of find it for yourself. So bend your knees, find your feet or ankles. Think long spine, draw low belly up, rib cage back, keep the sits bones back as you lift everything. You can even try and lift your knees this time if you want. You can even rock your boat. Oh. And release. And push all the way back to child's pose. Should feel darn good on your back. Being mindful and present. And come on up to all fours, and then however you can do it, swivel your feet to the side so you can sit. I'm going to sit on my blanket, and then just bring your, if you want to turn sideways, you can, but not necessary. We're not going to spend a lot of time here. Upavista Konasana. So just notice if your knees and your toes point up, you can inner spiral if you need to. And then think, I'm just going to start with a nice long spine. I'm going to press my heels down, press the sits bones down, and feel that nice long spine. I feel that curve in my low back, but my low belly is drawing up. Lengthen the back of my neck. Feels really good. Good. And then you can add your arms to really even increase the length if you want. If you need to keep a little baby bend in your knees, please do that. And then just fold forward there. Bring the hands down. And then come up enough that you can just walk over your right leg. Keep the left leg grounded down. Nothing changes. You're just over your right leg. Maybe you can reach for the outer shin, the ankle, or the foot. And breathe. And then come on up enough that you keep the lower body the same, but switch to the other side. Notice if your right leg comes up, you're just leaning straight over the left leg, lengthening your spine. And then come on back up. Bring the feet together now. You can face forward if you want. Since we didn't do a lot of hip openers, I just wanted to add one more. So bend your right knee, bring the ankle across. Just see how it feels. You want it to feel good in your knee. If I flex my foot, it helps my knee feel better and protected. Get that nice long spine feeling, stretch the arms. Keep everything that long, maybe fold forward if your hip is saying it's okay. Just go where it feels like a nice stretch. Rib cage stays back. Low belly draws up to lengthen. There's a big hamstring stretch too. Come on up. Feel okay? Switch sides. So hinge left knee, bring it across. Notice everything stays square and lengthen and stretch. And then if you want more, stretch forward. Should feel it in your hip. Hopefully nowhere else too much. Well, hamstring, lengthen your spine. And then come on up. Good. Unwind. Scooch forward enough and off your blanket that you can come down to your backs. Turn these legs down. Off. Maybe off. Now we've been doing back bends all day. So just notice if you feel that curve in your low back. Lengthen the side body, but bring your hands by your hips, feet under knees, and lift to Setu Bandha. And just see how that feels, because this is a back bending position. Does it feel different since you've been doing that all day? Hopefully it feels supported. If you want to, you can interlace your hands. Get your shoulders underneath more. And then release down. Hug your knees in, feel lengthening in the back, even in this position. Roll side to side for a moment. And then please come back to Setu Bandha position. Now I'm going to give you 3 options. You can do supported Setu Bandha. You can do Setu Bandha again, which is bridge pose. Or if you want to try a back bend, you're warm enough. Everything's warm that you could attempt it. So you decide and go ahead and go whichever variation you want. If you're doing back bend, your fingers point towards your feet. Elbows up. See what your body's asking for. And then everybody come on back down. Just enjoy the moment. See what you feel. Be present. And then hug your knees in again. Bring the knees wider towards your armpits. And then maybe just a little bit away from you so you can feel the nice long spine. Point your feet up at the ceiling. Reach your arms straight up so your elbows are on the inside of your knees, and then reach in front of your shins for the little toe side of your foot. Yeah. And then press your feet into your hands. See if you can feel a little bit of a curve come back into your low back, and then just kind of play a little bit. Roll side to side. Happy baby. Good. And then release your feet. Bring your arms to cactus, and then just bring your feet down to the mat in that wide position. And just do a little windshield wiper action. So knees to the right. And then up and over to the left. And back to the right. You could do it fast or slow. Linger if it feels good. And then bringing both knees up. Just stretch your legs out in that wider position. Stretch your arms out by your sides for Shavasana. And being present here, just notice all the connection points with the floor, the mat, eventually the earth. And see if you can relax into those connection points. Relax your jaw. Relax your belly button. Relax the soles of your feet. And as you relax, I'm just going to read some words from Julia Cameron from her little book of blessings. The river of God flows through my experience. My life is sourced in universal life. My gifts come to me from spirit. Drawing upon spirit, I live my life fully and joyously. I encounter difficulty with resiliency. I encounter adversity with faith. Sourced in spirit, gifted by spirit, I am enough, more than enough for any calamity. Rooted in spirit, my soul is wealthy. Help and companions come to me in troubled times. I draw upon spirit as I would a deep, clear, and pure stream of healing water. Dipping my heart into the flow of faith, I emerge refreshed and energized despite the severity of the hardships which I encounter. Spirit blesses my life. and to tap into this breath. Notice how your breath is still there. How you can float up to the surface on that wave of your breath. Start to move and wiggle in small ways. And then bigger waves. Eventually drawing your knees in, rolling to the side. Pushing on up to seated. And just take a moment to lengthen up through the top of your head again. Lengthen the back of your neck. And then tuck your chin down towards your chest. And slowly let your head roll to the right so the ear comes closer to the right shoulder. And then roll it back to center with that tucked chin and over to the left side. And back through center, back to the right side. And roll it forward and all the way over to the left. And then forward. Bring your head up. Please bring hands to heart center. Thank you guys for practicing. I bow to the light that emanates from each of you. Namaste. Thanks, guys. She was so good. You're pretty chill, aren't you? Yeah. Thanks, you guys at home. Have a great day. Hey,
Thanks, Lisa.
Okay. Yep. Bye now.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Lisa. See you later.
Okay.